Hello, we are here with Popfly Pop Shop, and you have the opportunity this week to buy a Vladimir Guerrero comic book style cover, either autographed or unautographed. We have right here MVP, 9-time All-Star, 8-time Silver Slugger, Hall of Famer, and my favorite baseball player of all time, Vladimir Guerrero.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Thank you for being here today.
Nada, como te digo ahorita, me siento contento de ver a mi hijo, ya que lo traía cuando venía a los Estrella. Ahora me dio la oportunidad de ver a mi hijo comenzar un juego de estrella aquí en Colorado.
Yeah, he says he's happy that he brought Vlad Jr. to the All-Star game, so he was playing, and now he's glad to accompany him when he's starting the All-Star game this year.
Yeah. So Vladimir Guerrero, on the cover, it describes you with the word focus, which you had, but yet you were a very aggressive hitter, often swinging at the first pitch, nose to toes, strike zone, as Rex Huther would say. Can you share that approach and where it came from? And did any coaches ever try to steer you away from that?
La pregunta, que el cover que estás autografiando ahora mismo dice que siempre estabas enfocado, que atacabas el primer lanzamiento, que si en alguna ocasión algún coach trató de disuadirte de que actuaras de esa forma.
No, ningún coach le ha dicho nada, sino que siempre yo vengo de Liga Menor haciendo swing a la primera bola. A veces no se la hacía a la primera bola, pero siempre era swing a la primera bola, si venía no en el medio, sino que donde uno podía hacer buen swing.
Yeah, his answer is, since Little League, they taught him to hit on the first pitch, and if it's in the strike zone, he's going to swing, and if it works, why change it?
Did any coaches ever attempt to back him off of that?
No, lo que contestó es que ningún coach le dijo.
No, nada. No, ningún coach me decía nada. Sino a veces que me decían que espera un picheo y yo lo esperaba, pero no me decían que le haga la swing a la primera bola.
No coach told him to change anything. Sometimes the coach would tell him to wait for the first pitch, but if it's in the center, he's going to swing.
Yeah. Well, I love on the print that it captures your smile. That was a part of who you were. Some players enjoy getting booed as a visiting player. You kind of got cheered a lot as a visiting player. Did you enjoy that?
Claro que sí, disfrutaste cuando te aplaudían cuando estabas en el equipo visitante, ya que en la portada de lo que estás filmando, estás con tu sonrisa, pero de cualquier forma, eres un jugador que en todos los estadios te aplaudían, aun cuando eras visitante. Que si eso
a veces había mucho. A veces venía algún equipo visitante. Tú sabes que en mi primer año con Anaheim, Baltimore quería firmarme y había gente en la grada de outfield voceándome, abuchándome, y yo decía que era mejor porque yo me sentía mejor en el home play para seguir haciendo el trabajo.
Yeah, when he was playing with Anaheim, when he was starting his career, the Orioles wanted to sign him too. And there was a time that there were some people in the stands that were booing him. But that made him feel better to do the job while he was at home plate.
As a huge Angels fan, I was devastated when they chose to let you walk as a free agent. Did you have any bitterness towards the front office? Because it seems like now you're in the Hall of Fame as an Angel. You're represented here as an Angel. Thank you for forgiving the fan base or the front office.
¿Alguna incomodidad con la gerencia de los Angels de Anaheim en dejarte ir en la agencia libre? Ya que en el Hall of Fame estás con el uniforme de los Angels y en la portada también está con el uniforme de los Angels. Que si eso alguna vez te causó alguna incomodidad.
No, claro que no. Me sentí contento. Tú sabes que venía de jugar 7 años con Montreal. No entré con Montreal porque tú sabes que no hay equipo ahora mismo en Canadá, en Montreal. Entonces, a jugar 6 años con Anaheim, que uno de los equipos que jugué más, yo creo que uno se siente contento entrar con un equipo que le dio la oportunidad de jugar 6 años.
Yeah, he played 6 years with Anaheim. He played more years with the Expos, but since the Expos are no longer our team, so he entered with the uniform with the Angels. And he feels good with the Angels front office. No hard feelings.
For only a couple of games on the Angels, the outfield was Vladimir, Jose Guillen, and Raul Mondesi. Is that the greatest outfield throwing of all time?
Así que el outfield, José Guillén, Mondesi y Vladimir, que si ese es los mejores brazos del outfield de todos los tiempos.
Bueno, yo creo que puede ser los mejores tiempos, los mejores brazos de este año, que jugamos juntos. No jugamos muchos juegos, pero sí se jugó como una semana, 2 semanas. Y los coaches decían que no sabían cómo iban a hacer, si iban a mandar la gente de segunda para home play. Yo creo que uno se sentía contento que 3 dominicanos con los 3 mejores brazos jugar juntos. Y eso yo creo que no se iba visto y se vio en Anaheim.
Well, they didn't play many games, but they played some games during those weeks in that year. 3 Dominicans in the outfield. Opposing coaches were thinking twice before sending runners from second to home plate. But it's a great honor to play with, teammates from his homeland, and he felt great.
Well, thank you for taking the time to sign these prints and giving your fans a chance to get them. I saw you play on the Rangers against my Angels, and you hit 2 home runs and won the game, and I found myself cheering for you. I could not boo you.
Vladimir, muchas gracias por participar en la entrevista, y obviamente esto no es parte de las preguntas, pero aquí un boricua agradecido de participar en esta encomienda y un saludo fraternal de acá del Caribe.
Bueno, muchas gracias y nada, tú sabes que somos latinos y uno no podemos siempre ayudar. Yo creo que uno se siente contento que ha compartido con muchos boricuas de mi comenzar en ligas menores y jugué con Vidro en Grandes Ligas bastante años.
Oh, thank you very much, and I added some appreciation from the Caribbean to Vlad for his answer.
Well, thank you for your time, Vladimir. We'll let you get to your all-star festivities. Thank you, Carlos. And Daniel, can you stay so we can tell everyone how to get one of these pop flies?
Absolutely. Thank you, Vlad.
Thank you.
Bye.
You guys.
Thank you, Carlos.
Bye. Okay, bye.
Woo! Man. All right, let's show the print. That was Hall of Famer Vladimir Guerrero, along with Fernando, my favorite player of all time. If you're not sure what a pop fly print is, Daniel here, the owner and creator of Pop Fly Pop Shop, creates one of these a week. And after the week is over on Sunday, they are retired forever, and you can only buy them in the secondhand market. So this week until Sunday, you can purchase your Vladimir Guerrero one. It is a comic book style cover. It is not an actual comic book, but for this specific cover, you can also get it autographed by Vladimir himself. It is $50 unsigned and $100 signed, which means get the signed one, stupid. It's $100 to have, and there's only 100 left of those though, to get it signed. Daniel, what led you to commemorate Vladimir Guerrero?
There's a lot of research, a lot of thinking goes into these projects, and I feel like half the project is just thinking and researching, and just Vladimir was just one of those characters with a true superhero origin story. Very humble, harrowing beginnings that ascended to greatness, to the epitome of greatness in his field. And it's inspiring. And I wrote it in the product description on the website, but it's worth repeating. It's not like he didn't step in some galactic dust or radioactive goo or gamma rays. He became greatness. He hard work, hustle, determination, focus. all made him, the hero that he was. And so he just really rose to the top as just not only one of the greats of the game, but just one of the greatest stories in the game.
And can you show that print again? You included the words patience and focus there, which he kind of spoke on. His approach almost seems to contradict that because he's very aggressive, but yet he never struck out, which is very strange for someone who swung at anything. Where did you find that quote, and what made you include it?
Sure. It was not a direct quote, but it was from a letter from a public letter that he had penned to his son as his son was entering the majors. He talked about his son, maintaining your focus, keeping your patience, and maintaining joy, or not losing the joy, And so, these are his words imparted to his son. Obviously, they're important to him, and so I felt it important to include here.
Yeah, I like you mentioned used the word joy, and he also had a nickname, Vlad the Impaler, and I think where that came from is just how violently he would hit the ball. But you chose to go Super Vlad and make sure joy was part of the aura. Talk about that.
Yeah, there's that. He'll swing violently, aggressively, but it's also, I don't know how. Did they give him that nickname just because his name is Vladimir? and Vladimir is Vlad the Impaler is the only other famous really Vlad out there. So was it just like, here's a Vlad, there's a Vlad, and we call him that? So I didn't really, all that to say, I didn't feel a super connection with that nickname, because it makes him sound like a bad guy, and it did not come across that. It would be difficult to create a piece called Vlad the Impaler and have him just be as pleasant as he was here.
Yeah, it reminds me the complete contrast of your Randy Johnson piece. And even in that interview, it's on the YouTube channel, Randy Johnson took a lot of pride in being known as a villain. And Vlad seems totally contrasted to that. And that seems how you've depicted him here. This is a superhero cover.
Yes. Very, very traditional superhero. Yes.
Kind of strange. Just more of a baseball question. Mike Trout is also number 27. And so you've done 2 number 27s for one franchise. I wonder, did they not know Trout was going to become what he was? Like, you would think the organization would have maybe steered him away from that number?
I wondered the same thing myself. I have two very classic looking covers, 2 Angels, two number 27s. And I certainly wondered the thought process behind that number myself.
I appreciate you made sure he had no batting gloves on. Did you learn anything in researching for that?
Yeah, just that was like he said, what he was used to growing up, and he said in one of the interviews I was reading, he kept every spring training he would try batting gloves again, up until about 96 or 97 or so. He's just like, forget it. This is just kind of who I am, and just leaned into it, and which I really appreciate. And he was not wearing a batting helmet here. He mentions at the quote at the bottom, covered in pitch, and so he would have his helmet with pine tar on it, and so he would just kind of rub his helmet for grip and just go for it. It's amazing.
He was amazing to watch, like you're saying, just dirty helmet, no batting gloves, and every pitch, the whole stadium is on edge, feeling like no matter where this pitch is, he has the chance to just rip it. Again, this is available on popflypopshop.com until this Sunday. The unautographed version is $50. And the autograph version, which there was a 200 limit and there's only about 100 left, those are $100. So I would highly encourage you to get one of those quickly before they are gone. On your cover, you mentioned chapter 1. Is that a little hint that Vlad Jr. might be coming along down the line?
It could be. Whether or not I do it or not, I feel that's part of his story. what it says there in the top in English, it says the fantastic first issue of a 2-part adventure. So it felt, incomplete to tell the story of Vlad without kind of mentioning the dynasty. But also I did not want to make it too much about his son. I wanted to keep it focused on here. So it's sort of an allusion for either something that I do or just his story in general. It speaks to it in some way.
Now, Vladimir mentioned that he did have 1 year longer on the Expos. Did you have a personal preference on depicting him younger in his career on the Expos versus the Angels?
I would have probably preferred the Expos, because I haven't done any Expos yet. This is, I think, release number 45 for me, and there's not been an Expo yet. It would have been cool to have Vlad be involved, to be the first Exo, but I believe it was his choice to be an Angel here. So, and I guess that's how collaborations work.
Yeah. So this is your third Angel with Trout and Reggie Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we got to come up with some other Expos. Any other names on your horizon that you want to spill the beans a little bit with?
Oh, I'll tell you who I want to do. I'd love to one day do Gary Carter. I'd love to do one day Tim Raines.
Yeah.
The tricky part about Carter is that, and I'm thinking how to weave this into a cover one day, but his nickname was the Kid. So was Robin Yount. So was Ted Williams. So was Ken Griffey Jr. So if I label one as the Kid, then that boxes me out of the other one. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe what if I do some fantastic issue where they're all coming together and trying to say who is the Kid?
Yeah. If not for Ricky Henderson, like on a parallel universe, like Tim Raines would be known as the greatest base runner, base stealer of all time.
Mm-hmm. There's a what if for you.
Well, again, we are here with Daniel Horine, creator and artist who leads Popfly Pop Shop. On popflypopshop.com, you can see a lot of his older pieces that have been retired. And this week only, you have the opportunity to purchase a Vladimir Guerrero Sr. Until this Sunday. As is, without autograph, it is $50. If you want the Hall of Famer himself to sign it, which that's what I'm doing, it is $100. And that was set at a 200 limit, and there's only about 100 of those left. Man, Daniel, you're big time because you just got, on the day of the Home Run Derby, you got Vladimir to spend some time with us, and his son is over there in the All-Star game. How does it feel for you to go from you're just a fan, doing some players that you like as a hobby, to now like you are mingling with the bigwigs? You are in it.
The novelty never wears off. It's still really exciting. Prior to talking to Vlad here, I'm nervous. I'm still 10 years old, and I'm still drawing pictures of baseball players like I did when I was 10, and it's still super exciting.
I know you threw it out to your fan pages. Were there any questions that got thrown that you wanted to address, either from the art piece or Popfly Pop Shot overall?
There was a lot of talk about why he wasn't an expo here. We sort of answered that already, but that was probably the main thing that I've heard so far is would have loved it if he was an expo.
Yeah, I disagree. I'm happy with him being on the Angels. I love the cover. It's classic. If you could show it one more time. I have all my pop flies, and they are stored, and I'll rotate them. This one is going to go up, and it's going to stay up. It is Super Vlad, available until this Sunday. It's been said several times, but he's just a good guy. He's a superhero. He's superhuman. You've captured him so well with the smile, the swing, the Superman kind of font. It looks like you had fun with this one.
Yeah, it was fun, and I really tried to go back to like a classic comic book look. If you go look online, the Action Comics, first appearance of Superman, it's got a very similar comic treatment, very, it's the primary colors, and just this radiant burst, behind him, and just positivity and just classic is what I was really going for here.
It's a good one. They're all good ones, but this one's near the top of my list. One last shout out, potflypopshop.com. You have to order it by Sunday or it's retired forever and you're forced to pay exorbitant eBay prices. $50 unautographed mailed to your home, $100 mailed to your home, signed by Vlad himself. Every single one is signed by Daniel, the artist. Daniel, thank you again for organizing the conversation during the busy All-Star week. Thanks for your availability.
Thank you, Evan. Appreciate it. And thank you, everyone, for watching, and I'll see you all soon.
See you soon.
Bye.